Good morning, Dos Pueblos.
Welcome to our monthly DP News magazine show, Beyond DP.
In today's show, we'll be talking about how a DP student stays involved with the community through art,
A special DP staff member moving on to new things in his career,
a local record store, and the revival of records versus digital music,
and more, so let's get right into it.
Well, Micah, I can't wait to get started on today's show.
I agree, Sophia, and we can't wait for you to see it.
I'm Sophia Pixley.
I'm Micah Barnhart,
We're going Beyond DP.
and it starts now. DP is full of many talented students.
But with his involvement in singing, acting, DJing, photography, owning his own brand, and more, this particular student stands out.
DP News reporters Luke Knight, Xenia Potter, and Sophia Pixley revealed that special student.
I'm Tyler, and I'm the owner and creator of Golden Waste Clothing. So my brand started in the summer of 7th going into 8th grade, and it was inspired by just California streetwear, and I was getting into like the skateboarding community and scene, and so just being inspired by that and just another outlet to express my thoughts or what I think is cool. So Golden Waste isn't just clothes, I call it a lifestyle and a community, and so the goal with having a magazine associated with the brand is to have just more creative expression in the brand and show that we're more than just, pieces of fabric with designs on it. It should have community and creative collaboration and just a world to it, I guess. I do a bunch of different forms of art, whether that be media like photography, videography, acting, music, clothes, painting, sketching. Yeah, so music is kind of my life. Art is really my life, to be honest. I play guitar, piano, a little bit of bass, some drums, and I do digital production, DJing. I've done a bunch of gigs around town, but it's just all about, to me, going to, just spreading my art in different ways to people in the community. It's just been such a big part of my life. Being able to put that back out there for others is really meaningful to me.
A true example of creativity and passion right here at DP.
Next up, a very important person at DP and how he is moving on to a new chapter in his life.
DP News reporters Josh Conheim and Stephen McElroy introduce us now.
Mr. Feldhaus started here at DP in 2003, where he first began teaching PE and coached football and baseball.
So I did that for 5 years, and then Mr. Choi decided he wanted us to step down. So I had been shadowing him and working with him a little bit, seeing what he was doing in the position. And when the position came up available, I think that was 2008, I put my name in and I went through the interview process. There was a panel of teachers and coaches, and back then the principal was Mr. Swanitz, and I interviewed, and they selected me to be the next athletic director. I love putting our student athletes in a position where they're loving what they're doing. I work with a great group of coaches and have over the years, and many of these coaches have become really good friends of mine. So that is definitely the favorite part of the job, is working with our students and working with our coaches. I'm really proud of also just some of the athletes that came through our school. We have 10 Olympic athletes that face the front of the gym, that are on the top of the gym up there. Several of those athletes came through when I was athletic director, so proud of those times as well.
There are other things he's proud of too, such as improvements to our school facility, the addition of multiple new sports, and finally expanded opportunities for our student athletes.
It's a very big job coordinating. We have about 45% of our students play at least one sport. We have 26 varsity sports. About 850 of our students play at least one sport here at DP. So I've been athletic director for 17 years. I've loved the job. I think it's just time for a change. The job requires a lot of late hours, a lot of time being here at school, and I think I've had a good run, and I'm just ready to hand that off to somebody else. I'm also ready to jump back and to do some other things. It's been a while since I've been teaching in the classroom. It's been a while since I've actually been able to coach, so I'm looking forward to jumping in those things as well. So it was a process where I was working with Mr. Woodard and just trying to figure out the timing. And this year just worked out well, where I was able to go in a different direction. And the biggest factor is I just wanted to stay here at DP. And I'm actually really excited about what's next, what the next chapter of my life here at DP. I'm not retiring. I still have about 5 years till I can retire, but I'm just gonna hand the reins over to somebody else as athletic director. I've had a good run.
Starting this year and going forward, he will become the new girls lacrosse coach, which is something that he's had a lot of enjoyment preparing for. For DP News, this has been Josh Conheim reporting.
Congrats on such an incredible career and an impact that won't be forgotten.
Personally, I'm a big Spotify person, but physical music is on the rise.
Me too, Sophia. DP News reporters Towns Widger and Lucas Trexler take us to a standout record store in Santa Barbara.
Warbler Records and Goods has been Santa Barbara's premier record store for nearly 15 years. With hundreds of records, CDs, and cassettes, the store has illustrated a re-emerging trend within music.
While records have been around for over 100 years, they'd largely fallen out of fashion by the 1990s, replaced by cassette tapes, CDs, and eventually streaming. But recently, records, and physical music as a whole, have made a return. Warbler owner Kurt Legler helps show us why.
That's cool. I mean, it's surprising for someone who's been doing it for a while. I keep thinking it's gonna reach, like it's gonna trend back down, but it hasn't yet. Physical sales for records has like outpaced CDs for like the last, I don't know, more than 10 years, which is crazy. I mean, I think it has more to do with the death of the CD, but I don't know. I feel like CDs are starting to come back too.
Growing up in LA, Kurt has been around music for his entire life.
I mean, I'd been doing record shows for a while, so I had a pretty big back stock and kind of started it with a portion of my collection. It was a little empty at first, but filled up pretty fast. I'd always worked at a bunch of record stores as my high school job. Yeah, I just kind of ended up working at a store in the Pacific Northwest up in Portland. Just kind of a lifelong interest.
Through this experience, Kurt has learned what it takes to make a thriving record store.
We're kind of like a vinyl dorks store. I don't know, like I always feel like you can tell how good a record store is by how they price certain things that might be on eBay for 40, 50 bucks, but should be a $20 record or whatever. And I think when you overprice stuff like that, people tend to go to other places. I think it's great having my own business, and it's great having it being in a record store, something I'm interested in and passionate about.
Stores like Warbler help illustrate the return of physical music and what the future has in store.
For DP News, this has been Lucas Trexler.
What a unique spot for keeping the love of music alive.
The city of Goleta always aims to keep our streets safe.
DP News reporters Jonathan Harling, Sam Mitchell, and Josh Conheim bring us to the roads on how Goleta is keeping our streets safe.
Drivers in Santa Barbara and Goleta, take note. Changes are on the way for several major roads in the area. Both cities have announced plans to reduce speed limits in an effort to improve safety, particularly for pedestrians and cyclists. The move comes in response to growing concerns about accidents and fatalities involving vulnerable road users.
Yeah, so the primary benefit is an increase in safety to all road users. That includes drivers, includes pedestrians, cyclists. Just slower speeds, it has been shown that it decreases the likelihood of serious injuries. And so that's really what we're after here, is that safety benefit. They found by and large that reducing speed limits does result in a decrease in fatal and serious injuries to pedestrians, which is a primary goal of these changes.
The initiative aims to help Goleta and Santa Barbara achieve its zero vision goal of eliminating pedestrian fatalities.
We're always monitoring the safety impacts to the changes we make, and we'll continue to monitor the accident statistics. The changing in speed limits is just one step towards the city's Vision Zero goal, which is to eliminate fatal and serious injuries from transportation-related incidents. And so this change isn't going to solve everything by itself, but it's a step towards that goal. And over time, as we continue to take more steps, that cumulative impact over a long period of time, our hope is that we can reach that goal. So this is just one step towards that goal.
While the exact details of the speed reductions are still being finalized, the cities of Santa Barbara and Goleta are committed to making their streets safer for all. Drivers are urged to stay informed about the changes as they take effect and adjust their habits accordingly. Reporting for DP News, I'm Joshua Conheim.
Thank you for keeping the community safe, one road at a time.
If you know Santa Barbara, you know the surf culture that comes with it.
DP News reporters Dev Wigo, Ethan Gardner, and Abby Selzer bring us to the sand and the waves.
Santa Barbara is home to a variety of beautiful beaches and surf spots. More importantly, it's also home to a rich and unique surf culture different from anywhere else.
The way surfing has impacted my life has been pretty much entirely.
Dave Johnson became a shaper and started Progressive Surfboards so he could build his lifestyle around surfing.
You have to have a lifestyle that allows you to be able to drop everything and go surfing when the waves are good. So it's a matter of building some flexibility into your life and just having that obsession nonstop. You know, it's like I'm commitment-phobic, like all surfers.
Surfing is one of the best parts of my life, and I can't imagine living anywhere without the beach by it.
Locals believe that there is something special about surfing in Santa Barbara.
The thing that's unique about Santa Barbara is it's a small community, and unlike LA, where you've got like 11 million people living inland of the beach, we just have the forest inland of us. So everyone eventually becomes friends and gets to know each other, and that's really the beauty of it.
Santa Barbara surf culture is so unique because of its tight-knit community and how you're always seeing people that you know out in the lineup.
What would my life be without surfing? Who knows? It would certainly be different than it is, because surfing just is all-encompassing. But if I did something else, I don't know what I would have done.
For many surfers, Santa Barbara offers a unique and rich community in and out of the waves. Reporting for DP News, I'm Abby Selzer.
Well, that's all for today, DP.
We'll see you next month.
And
thanks for watching.